0 to 60 can define a performance car, but it's the fastest 60 to 0 that's the aim of Tarok's brakes. From road cars to race cars, circuits, special stages, or the autostrada, nothing reduces speed like Tarok's brakes. Italy gave the world the art of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Tarok's has given drivers the art of stopping. For more information and to acquire your own masterpiece, visit tarox.co.uk. Yes, it's me, Mark Stone, and this is the Backseat Driver Podcast. I'd like to welcome to the Backseat Driver Radio Show John Forrest, Yorkshireman, rally driver and co-driver. John, welcome to the Backseat Driver Radio Show.
Thank you very much.
When did it all start?
My motorsport started early 60s when stock car racing came up to Ordsall.
Yeah.
It was actually not specialised car, it was just a matter of taking an old banger, chop the wings off, fasten the doors and go racing. And I quite enjoyed that for a while. And then it got a little bit more specialised and I bought a stock car from a chap called Trevor Forrest, who down London way.
Yeah.
Who done quite well in it. And that was good. I raced at Bradford, Sheffield, Bellevue, and my final race was at Bellevue when I was doing quite well. I got into the final and I was lying about third overall, and there was a guy there who was an ace.
Yeah.
Jerzy Vozovich.
Yeah.
He had it was based on an Auburn, this car, and I caught him going into the bend, and I just touched his back.
Yeah.
Spun him round, and as I'm going, and I looked at the mirror, got around, and I said to myself, I think you've made a mistake there.
He'll have you.
Yeah. And he came straight across the grass.
Yeah.
And T-boned me, and the car was like a banana. That was the end of the stock car racing. From that, we got into. I had my own garage business. Friend of mine had a Mini.
Yeah.
Just an 850 Mini, and he was a member of Airdale and Pennine Motor Club in Bradford. From there, he says, "Come down to meetings." He says, so I got the bug, and I got a chance to buy one of the first Mini Coopers.
Yeah.
This was in late 50s.
Yeah.
Got that, and I went rallying, and I thought it was flat out from day one, you know.
Yeah.
And the navigator quieted me out, said, "No, this is a quiet zone, you've got to go quietly through here." I thought, well, this is not rallying. Anyway, we were so cottoned on, and from Mini, I had a Mini Cooper, swapped that in for with Tony Fall down at Apple Yards.
Oh yeah.
He was the salesman down there. He said, "We've got this Cooper S."
Yeah.
And it was a 1071. Pig of a car it was. He used to use more oil than it did petrol, I think.
Yeah.
Never got on with it. And then the 1275 Cooper S came out. I got that. Did quite well in that. But then after a while, I liked rear wheel drive. I had to go in a Cortina.
Yeah.
They'd just come out. And I bought an ex-hill climb car, to a chap called Bobby Monkman. He only used it for Airwood hill climb.
Yeah.
And it was lowered suspension. And I bought that off Ken Lee in Leeds. And I really enjoyed that car, the Cortina GT. I won the Moss tyres in it, York Rally, autocrossed it, hill climbed it. We used to do a road rally at night, Saturday night, and then I remember we used to go to Airwood hill climb straight away on the Sunday because it was a shell sport league. Your motor clubs were all Yorkshire motor clubs were all in this particular league. And we just after points, turned up with knobbly tyres.
Yeah.
Scrutineers came, looked at it, and said, "I out scrutineering that." He said, "It's too dirty."
Yeah.
So I had to go into Leeds to get a car wash
Yeah.
and steam clean the engine and everything before the. And we did it. I did the perfectionists, you know, the real hill climb experts.
Yeah.
Were quite amused that I was doing the hill climb with knobblies still on. But having said that, we got the points and we went on. And then, but I used to enjoy autocross.
Yeah.
And then Lotus Cortina came out, Mark 1. Local garage, Albert Farnell's in Bradford, rang me up. I used to buy a lot of cars from them.
Yeah.
And he said, "We've got this solicitor's car." He said, "It's a Lotus Cortina, would you be interested in it?" I said, "Yeah, how much is it?" So I looked at it, I said, "I'd have to have £400 for it." I said, "No, don't be silly." I said, and it was about, 3 months old.
Yeah.
Finished up, I think I gave it about $525 for it.
Yeah.
And I used that. But then again, it wasn't as good as the GT.
Yeah.
And from that, Cortinas, I got a Mark II Cortina from Crystals of Hull that somebody had used. And that wasn't a very, so I rolled that in the Isle of Mull,
Yeah.
a Mull rally, which was quite interesting because we were going down this stage and just slipped off the bank.
Yeah.
And my navigator was frightened to death of water.
Oh, right.
He says, "Be careful down here." He says, "It's very narrow." And because it slipped off, went onto its side, then onto its roof, into the water.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know how deep it was. And it's scraping along the bottom of the stream or the river. And I'm looking out. I said, anyway, it came to rest. Screen had gone. I was covered in mud. Water was coming up. And I said to John Bedford, he was going with John Cleese because he used to look like John Cleese.
Yeah.
And I said, "Are you all right, John?" I'm looking around, nowhere to be seen. I thought, "Oh, this under car." I thought, and anyway, all these jocks came rushing over. It wasn't deep; it was only about 2 foot deep.
Yeah.
And they got and this slid it to the bank and got it back up. And there's John Bedford on the bank, covered in mud. I said, "How the hell did he get out?" He said, "Well, I could see it were going over, so he said I jumped out." And we drove all the way back from the Isle of Mull back to Bingley with a plastic screen.
Yeah.
And some of the York lads had some jacks to jack the roof back up. And got back all the way to Bingley. And the police pulled me up.
Yeah.
And wouldn't let me go any further. I said, "I've just drove from Scotland in this." She said, "Don't care, you're not going any further." So I looked at John, I said, "What are we doing?" He said, "Just sit there for a bit." Anyway, we waited until he'd gone. And then we drove back home, because I lived here at that time, you know. But it was good fun.
Yeah.
Good fun.
I mean, the one thing you're known for are your exploits in the RAC rally, aren't they?
Yeah, yes.
I mean, how many RACs did you do?
At least, I think I did about 8.
Yeah.
8 rallies.
As a driver and a co-driver?
No, it was just a very rich lad in Bradford.
Yeah.
He'd got a brand new twin cam Escort.
Yeah.
He was in the motor club, the Airedale and Pennine. And he said to me, he said, "I need a navigator, I'm doing the RAC." And this was about 3 months before the event.
Yeah.
So I said, "If you can't find anybody, then I'll do it with you."
Yeah.
You know. And that's when 1971 from Harrogate it started.
Yeah.
That was my baptism of fire on the RAC. And it was it started snowing. You couldn't get to some of the stages. Anyway, we persevered, got all round. He was terribly ill.
Yeah.
Going up to Scotland, and he said, "I can't drive." I said, "Well, we're not retiring." I said, "Take some pills and we'll carry on."
Yeah.
And I finished up driving, navigating with the road book on the steering wheel. And we got all the way back to Harrogate for the halfway halt.
Yeah.
And I thought we'll pack up there. You know. I mean, results didn't matter. It was just about getting around.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember driving up the ramp, and his mother was there, and Paul Watmoff was the driver. I says, Paul, is your brother there? And he was asleep in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
So it was, really reclined. And Paul's mother thought that I was on my own.
Yeah.
She said, "Where's Paul?" I said, "He's there." I'm fast asleep on the ramp. Yeah. Then anyway, the following morning, after we'd had a night's sleep, I said, "What do you think?" He said, "I think I'm all right." He said, "We'll carry on." I said, "Right." So we got up the next day, and it was his stomach had settled and everything. Yeah. And we set off, and we had to go to Esholt.
Yeah.
And he did the stage at Esholt. And then the lad who built the car lived his garage was just up the road from Esholt. Yeah. And he insisted on taking it there because the local press were coming from Telegraph and Argus to interview us. And Jim Souter was a mechanic, and he just took all the plugs out. I said, "Leave it alone, it's going all right." I mean, we haven't really stressed it because of the weather.
Yeah.
I said, "Leave it alone.
Don't fiddle with it."
I know, but he insisted on changing the plugs, the points, brake pads, and we'd hardly use the brakes. Anyway, then we set off to go to Charnock Ridge. It was missing like hell, car. I pulled into a friend of mine's garage at Ilkley, and he couldn't find anything wrong. Anyway, it's coughing and spluttering all the way to Charnock Ridge. And I started looking around it, and I took the distributor cap off, and I could see, I thought, that looks loose. And the points, they hadn't screwed them down, the base plate. And I thought I could do with a Phillips screwdriver. Yeah. So the Ford van were just packing up and ready to go. I said, have you got a Phillips screwdriver? He said, "Have you got any tackle of your own?" I said, "No, I haven't really." And he gave me, "It's here, you can have that." So he gave me a little Phillips screwdriver, and I tightened it up. And by this time, we must have been an hour late. Yeah. But he set off like steaming down towards Wales. Fortunately, they were a long run. Yeah. And we got back in the queue just in time to start. Yeah. And after that, it just was uneventful, really. Yeah. Just took it steady. Apart from when we got to the Brecon Beacons. Yeah. On the stages there, he wasn't very keen on driving. So he says, "Will you drive these?" I says, "Well," I said, "I've never been here before, but yeah." Yeah. And I was just intent on finishing, you know. And I drove most of the stages down in that stage. Yeah. And then, of course, we come back up to how to get to a hero's welcome because we'd finished. I think there were only about 70 cars out of over 200 that finished. Yeah.
I mean, you come from an era when co-drivers drove, and I hear constant tales of various co-drivers, not being funny from your era, where they did more driving than the driver did.
They did, yeah. All the road sections.
All the road sections, and it's like you said, if the driver weren't feeling particularly well, you'd drive the stages.
Well, I mean, classic example with Colin Brewer. When I went with Colin Brewer, he was a lazy bugger. Yeah. He said, how far to the next stage? I said, it's about 20 miles. Right, you drive. Yeah. And he head down. And we got to get to the stage. I says, "There's 4 cars in front. Give us a shout when it's our turn." Yeah. And he'd get out, shake his head, put his helmet on. Yeah. And he also used to rally in a jacket and coat. Yeah. Didn't have any overalls like everybody else. Yeah. And do the stage. Then we get to the end of the stage. And he says, "You can drive now." I said, "It's only 5 miles to the next. You drive."
Well, I mean, when you did the RAC, it was what I call a proper rally. I mean, I now call it, well, it's not even called the RAC, but I call it the Rally of a Little Bit of South Wales.
That's right, yeah.
But I mean, the RAC, when you were driving them, were big events, weren't they?
Oh, it was indeed. I mean, from the first experience of the RAC is when I was servicing for Jack Turnoff when he had a Saab two-stroke.
Yeah.
About 66, 67. And it started in Blackpool, went right up to Perth,
Yeah.
came back to Blackpool, and it went down and finished at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
You know, that was the RAC rally.
Yeah.
I think it was over 2,000 mile, and there was 300 odd mile of stages.
Yeah.
You know. Well, that was a rally. Now it's a 2-day event, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like what you describe modern rally as office hours, don't
That's
you?
right, yeah.
It's. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't intense and the speeds that they do and everything else, but for me, and I don't know about for you, rallying has lost some of its glamour.
Oh, it has indeed. Yeah, yes.
It was long distance. It was hard work. The cars, to my mind, I think the problem was, well, it's not a problem. The cars, the people, the fans could relate to the cars because okay, they were strengthened, they had the cages and everything, but ultimately, it was a car you could go in a showroom and more or less buy the same thing.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And also the crowds you used to get on the RSA rally.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't need a map. Even in the road section, I mean, the crowds of people both sides. The only other alternate experience I had more crowds was when I did the Firestone rally with Jack Tordoff.
Yeah.
In the Porsche. He gave me 3 days' notice.
Yeah.
He says, "Can you do?" Well, he says, "Everything's paid for. All you have to pay for is your booze." You know. He says, "Hotels, everything." I says, "Well, why are you picking me?" I said, "You know, with all the other." He said, "Because nobody else could afford a fortnight off work." And that was an experience. We went down to Southampton.
Yeah.
Got on the boat there. Colin Malkin sat with me for an afternoon, telling me how to do pace notes.
Yeah.
Got to Bilbao, and the crowds were ecstatic about the Porsche.
Yeah.
And we got to the hotel, and there was 2 Lancia Stratos
Oh yeah.
in the car park. And Jack says, "Bloody hell!" And I says, they look like beach buggies."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah." He said, Sandro Minori were driving one of them.
Yeah.
The other one, and turns out they were on the rally. It was the baptism for the Stratos. And
I mean, the interesting thing, the Stratos was the very first car ever designed and built as a rally car.
Yes.
Everybody else's were modified as such,
that's right,
but the Stratos was the very first purpose-built rally car.
Yeah, and Jack, it was a steady driver, was Jack. It wasn't spectacular, but it was quick.
Yeah.
And obviously being in a Porsche,
Yeah.
it's and we going round, and then we saw the Stratos with all the back taken off, all the bodywork taken off.
Yeah.
He said, "That's him out." Goes a bit further, gets that, and we did another stage. All Spanish rally drivers like going uphill. They don't like going downhill.
Oh.
And every stage seemed to be built like an hill climb.
Yeah.
And we got a bit further. Anyway, this come round the Stratos.
Yeah.
I said, "By the time rebuilt that, they haven't rebuilt it. It's the other car they've got."
Yeah.
I was convinced it was the other Stratos. And anyway, we had a good time. And everything were free. Big party at the finish. Jack finished. We finished 8th overall. Yeah. Which was quite good. We finished higher actually, but we didn't have any pace notes for the last day's event. So Harold Morley had a Porsche. Yeah. And his navigator Peter Bryant says, I'll let you have a copy of mine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think they were the same rally that it was. Certainly wasn't. So we drove the last bit blind.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it was good. I enjoyed that in Spain.
Yeah.
Following year, he got a proper navigator. He got Phil Short to go with him.
Yeah.
But he says to me, he says, I want you to come as team manager.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, do a service job, free trip again.
Yeah.
So I decided I'd go. I went with David Sunderland, who was the ace Porsche mechanic.
Yeah.
He works for my nephew now.
Yeah.
And he's 80 odd anyway. But he was anyway, we'd gone down in a Saab. Saab estate.
Yeah.
Above there. And on the way down, he said the gearbox is a bit noisy. I'll have a look at it. And David Sunderland took the gearbox out the Saab at the Firestone factory and rebuilt the gearbox. Just, you know, put all new roller bearings in. The Spanish mechanics were looking at him and thinking, you know, put it back perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have bothered. It was just making a bit of a funny noise.
Yeah, you'd have left it as it was.
But it was good.
I mean, you rallied in Norway as well, didn't you?
Yes, well, that was another fluke. John Misley was supposed to be driving this ex-Paddy Hopkins Mini Clubman belonging to Phil Cooper. Phil Cooper was going to do it. He couldn't do it because he got some business meetings and so. So John Misley said he'd do it, and then he couldn't do it. And the week before, Philip Shaw rang up and said, would you drive it?
Yeah.
I says, what? He says, we fly out. Car's already on its way there.
Yeah.
We're flying out from Manchester to Oslo. So I'd never been to Norway, and it was great. But when we got in the car, like I said, it was a pick to drive in the with a limited slip diff on the front wheels, and the tram lines in Oslo, it just went where the tram lines went. Anyway, as I said, we did the rally. It was a good do. It was more of a demonstration, but there was Erik Carlson, there was Anna Hall, there was Getta Slonsberg, who was even older than me, and she was in a big American car, you know, but there were some beautiful cars on that rally. It was a really good event. Ken Shipley from local motor club, he went with his wife Anne. He had a Triumph ex-Roy Fiddler car that was a good event.
Yeah. Of all the rallies that you did, which is the one that you enjoyed the most?
The one that I enjoyed the most, even though it was on tarmac, was the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
The Manx rally. It was a great rally, was that.
What was it about, and what did you drive? What did you do?
I drove in my Cortina.
Yeah.
GT the first time, and when you got on, we did one stage was half the TT course.
Yeah.
And I thought I was absolutely flat out the whole way out. And there was this Lotus Cortina court, and it was the bloke that owned the hotel that we were staying at.
Yeah.
It came past me like a rocket. And because local knowledge.
I was going to say that's local knowledge, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, the Isle of Man was a good rally.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, they use the TT parts of the TT course, but though it's tarmac, it's very there's parts of it very demanding, aren't they?
Yeah. And after that, I used to go. I did it 3 times as a driver.
Yeah.
And then John Midgley from Toyota asked me. Well, we used to do the Mintex, all the Welsh things like that with Toyota GB.
Yeah.
And it was good driver was John, and we did it in all sorts of cars.
Yeah.
But they were all Toyotas, and we won as class. I guess we got awards from Nigel Mansell.
Oh, yeah.
He was a special constable over there.
No, he was, yeah.
He used to present the awards.
Yeah.
And the only thing about the rally, the awards were crap. we got a little trophy,
Yeah.
And John Mizzle was very, very upset that about the state of the awards we got in there.
Yeah.
But going back to the Firestone, when we got to Jack Tordoff, scrutineering was in the bull ring,
Oh, yeah.
which was quite interesting. And Jack Tordoff also liked to put his own stickers on.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let anybody else put stickers on, and it's smaller. Didn't hate
Funny
it.
enough, I used to drive a variety of cars that belonged to a friend of mine, and he was the same.
Yeah, right. Bubble. He won't let the mechanics do it now. Anyway, following night, it started at night.
Yeah.
The rally. We goes at night to pick your cars up, publicity on television. We were because of Porsches.
Yeah.
And and Jack looked at the car, and it was absolutely festooned with stickers that people bought. And I said, I've had this. He hasn't paid. He's peeling them all off. And there was a record company that had sponsored him and gave him money.
Yeah.
And they supplied us with these rally jackets, white satin rally jackets.
Oh, they'd be very practical, wouldn't they?
Yeah. we looked real pairs. In fact, I've still got mine somewhere. It's up in the loft, I think.
Yeah.
This rally jackets, yeah. But we had to wear them every time we got out of the car.
You had to
we
put
had to
them
put
on.
the jackets on, even though it was red hot.
Yeah.
No, but he was very, very keen, was Jack, about that.
Of all the cars that you've rallied, as a driver and a co-driver, which sticks in your mind as your favourite, and which sticks in your mind as you'd be upset if you saw it again?
The one I'd be sick that I got rid of, and I only used it twice. It was a Ford Capri, of which they'd only made 12.
Yeah.
It had a fiberglass bonnet. It was like a 3-litre bulge
Yeah.
bonnet. It had a limited slip diff, which was the first car I really got with a limited slip diff. And it was a BDA engine.
Oh, yeah.
And they only made 12. And I was talking again, going back to Spain, talking to the Ford guy there, Mick Jones, and I said, I have a Capri that's got a BDA engine. You haven't? We never made them. I said, well, somebody's made it, and I said, I've got it. I give him registration number.
Yeah.
And he said, well, it's news to me, is that? And then the boss, the actual boss, I've forgotten his name, he said, yes, we made 12.
Yeah.
Roger Clark got in one, drove it, and said, he'll never make a rally car.
Yeah.
It's too long, you sat too low. But he said, put that engine in an Escort.
Yeah.
So by then we were on twin cams, and then they said they wouldn't do because it would affect the sales of the twin cams.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was what? I did a rally with it, a club rally, on farm tracks, and a lad from York came and made a good profit on it.
Yeah.
So I sold him it. And that is the car I regret. That car were worth thick end of £1 million, I reckon now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I think I sold it for about 1,200 or something like that.
And we're pleased to sit back a bit.
Yeah. It was a lovely car to drive.
Yeah.
But the best car I ever had was an RS 2000 that I got from a chap called Tony Baines that drove it for Parkinson's in Bradford.
Was that a Mark 1 or a Mark 2?
It was a Mark 1.
Yeah.
And Parkinson's sold out to service garage at Barnsley, Mike Jackson, not Mike Jackson, the other, Eric Jackson.
Yeah.
And I got a load of spares with it and everything, and that was a good car.
Yeah.
But again, somebody came across some big good money on it, so I sold that. I bet I was a motor dealer first,
Yeah.
and a rally driver second.
Second.
Yeah.
Well, I know you said you prefer rear wheel drive to front wheel drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't attend an historic rally now without there being a good selection of Mark 1s and Mark 2
that's
Escorts
right,
there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what was the last car you drove in a rally? Because I know you still you co-drive still on and off for previous guest, Andy Ace Harrison.
It'd be the RS 2000.
Yeah.
That was the last car I drove. Oh, apart from my son had an old ex-works Vauxhall Nova.
Oh yeah.
And we did. Jeff Williamson organised a reunion Players number 6 autocross.
Yeah.
Down in Lincolnshire, Thoresby Hall it was.
Yeah.
And we went down to that, and there was all sorts of old autocross people like Colin Brewer, there was Kevin Vidian, there was various people, and it was a fabulous weekend.
Yeah.
And I drove the Nova, and we won. There was an award for the father and son.
Yeah, and you won.
We won the tyres. Yeah, but that was about. No, I didn't. When I drove the Mini Cullinan in Norway.
Yeah,
that was the last car I drove, last rally I drove. Then I went on to. Well, my brother, my partner in the business section, I was full-time rally driver instead of being a car dealer.
Yeah.
And I drove for, started off with Jack Todoff, then Colin Brewer. I did a lot of rallies with Colin Brewer, and they used to call him Mad Dan.
Yeah.
But it was I never had a off with him.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Either the car broke, or or we finished. We finished, I think, about 7th on the Scottish. In his he bought Tony Pond's old Ascona.
Oh yeah.
From Tony Fall, he bought that, and but his preparation wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I remember once we did the Mintex thing, and we were going up Sutton Bank, and the throttle cable broke.
Yeah.
So I sat on the front. We only had to get up to the top of Sutton Bank.
Yeah.
And there was a service on. And he said, I said, I'll work it from the bonnet.
Yeah.
So going up the hill to the last hairpin left.
Yeah.
Working the throttle. Police pulled us up. He said, you can't do that. I said, we've only got to get there. Another quarter of a mile. I said, then they'll repair it. He said, all right, well then follow me. So we had the police escort up to the top of the hill. Yeah. And Jeff Williamson, I did a lot of rallies with him.
Yeah.
I did that was a last minute job as well. An RSC rally we did. Started in Bath. We finished 27th overall, first E class.
John Forrest, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. We could probably go on for a long time, but regrettably time is against us. But John Forrest, rally driver, co-driver, as I said, Yorkshireman. Thanks very much for joining me on the Backstreet Driver Radio Show.
My pleasure.
Rarely beaten on price, never beaten on service. Whether it's cars, bikes or commercials, Hoddy Tyres are the best in the business. And when it comes to tyre expertise and advice to supplying the correct tyres for your vehicle's specific requirements, nobody comes close to David Lakin and the Hoddy Tyres team. So give them a call on 01200 613 192 or visit the website at hoddytyres.co.uk.
Bye.